Is up, guys? It's fight week. UFC 299 goes down this coming Saturday out of the Kaseya Center in Miami, Florida. Holy shit, guys. This is a fucking stacked card. That might even be better than UFC 300. It could be argued. Both cards are fucking nasty. Yeah, let's break this shit down. I'm going to go through all these fights, guys. I'm going to give you all my picks, tell you who I like. At the end, I'll give you my underdogs. I'm going to make the parlay later in the week. But I'm going to do more breakdowns on TikTok, guys. Make sure you check them out. They're going to be more in depth, and I'm just going to break down some of these fights. Probably like 5 or 6. Whatever my favorite ones are. But there's some fucking good ones. All right. First fight of the night. Women's flyweight division, we got Joanne Wood versus Marina Moroz. I like this fight a lot. Good fight to start the card on. Joanne Wood, 16-8. She's 38 years old, out of Scotland, plus 185 dog in this fight. 5 knockouts, 1 submission. She's been submitted 5 times. She's 8-8 in the UFC. Now, these two did fight once before, and Joanne Wood lost to Marina Moroz by round 1 submission. Now, should be said that fight was 9 years ago. Now, they were both in the UFC, but it's been a while. Marina Moroz on the other side of it, 32 years old, 11-5 record, out of Ukraine, minus 225 favorite, 1 knockout, 6 submissions. Has been submitted once. She's on a 2-fight losing streak right now. She's 6-5 in the UFC, and she has never been knocked out. Neither of these ladies has ever been knocked out. I like Marina Moroz on this one. The reason I like Marina Moroz, she's got 6 submissions on her record. Joanne Wood has been submitted 5 times. Joanne Wood is a really good striker. But when she goes against someone that's a good grappler, she just struggles. If she can keep it standing, Joanne Wood will get the win. But I like Moroz. She's just a nasty fighter. She's good in dog fights. She has a lot of really good clinch work. I think she'll find a way to get it to the ground. So first fight of the night, going with Marina Moroz. Let's move on. Next up, we got men's flyweight division. CJ Vergara, Asu Almabayev. All right, CJ Vergara is 12-4, 32 years old, fighting out of Texas, plus 400 underdog in this fight. 7 knockouts. He's been submitted twice. Never been knocked out. He got a win on Contender Series in 2021. He's 3-2 in the UFC. He's currently on a 2-fight winning streak. And he's taken on Asu Almabayev. Now, this guy's a beast. Minus 575 favorite. He's 30 years old, out of Kazakhstan, 18-2 record, 3 knockouts, 9 submissions, 1 knockout loss on his record, and it was to Tagir Ulanbekov, and that was before both guys were in the UFC. For those that don't know, Tagir Ulanbekov is a fucking beast, really fucking good. So I don't hate that he got knocked out by him, but just something to keep an eye on. And because he does have that 1 knockout loss, and Vergara has never been knocked out. But here's why I think Almabayev is such a beast. Got a submission win over O'Day Osborne. O'Day Osborne is fucking really good. He didn't just get a win over a chump. He got a win over a really good fucking guy. In his first fight in the UFC, submitted him. So Asu Almabayev, I think this guy's special. Big favorite in this one. I'm going with him to get the win. All right, next up, heavyweights, guys. Banger. Robelis Despain, not sure how to pronounce that, versus Josh Parisian. All right, Robelis Despain is minus 320 favorite in this fight. He's 35 years old, out of Cuba. Has not fought in the UFC before. This will be his first UFC fight. He has 4 fights on his record, all 4 knockouts. So you know what you're getting with this guy. He's 6'7". He's fucking massive. And he's taking on Josh Parisian in this one. Parisian is 34, out of Michigan. 15-7 record. plus 255 dog. Oh, and by the way, Robelis is 4-0. I think I said that. 4 fights, 4 knockouts, never lost. All right, Josh Parisian, 15-7 record, plus 255 dog here. 11 knockouts, 2 submissions. Parisian has been knocked out twice and submitted twice each. Got a win on Contender Series 2020. He's 4-2 in the UFC. He's currently on a 2-fight skid. I'm picking Robelis Despaigne in this one because of those, undefeated 4 knockouts. But that being said, Parisian is a solid fighter. I don't love him, but he's solid. He can get wins. He's got 4 wins in the UFC, which is pretty damn good. Everyone struggles their first fight in the UFC. It's not easy to win your first UFC fight. I see a lot of really, really good fighters lose. It's got to be chaos. It's got to be a clusterfuck. There's just so much going on. These guys aren't ready for it. And also, it's the biggest stage they've ever performed on by far. There's just a lot going on, a lot of nerves. I like Despaigne in this one. That being said, Parisian is a solid fighter. It's tough to know how good Robelis is because he's been fighting in these other smaller promotions. We're gonna find out if he's legit though against Parisian. I got Robelis Despaigne in that one, but like I said, I could see Parisian getting a win here. I really could. If he fights a smart fight and doesn't get knocked out, takes it to decision, he could definitely win. All right. Moving right along to light heavyweight, we got Felipe Lins versus Ion Cutelaba. Felipe Lins is 17-5, 38 years old out of Brazil, plus 115 dog in this one. 9 knockouts, 4 submissions, 4 knockout losses. Don't love that. He's on a 3-fight win streak right now, and he's 3-2 in the UFC. And Felipe Lins is taking on Ion Cutelaba, 30 years old out of Moldova, 17-9 record, minus 135 favorite in this fight. 13 knockouts, 2 submissions, 3 knockout losses, and 4 submission losses. He's coming off a round 1 knockout win over Tanner Boser. 6-8-1 in the UFC. This is a weird one. It's kind of tough to pick. I went with Felipe Lins in this one, the dog. He's plus 115, so it's pretty close on the odds. I don't love this pick. And the only real reason why is because of the 8-year age difference between the two. Lins is 38. Cutelaba's 30. I don't love that, but I still think Lins can get it done. The thing that makes it kind of a toss-up fight for me is that Lins has been knocked out 4 times. Cutelaba has been knocked out 3 times. And both these guys have a lot of knockouts on their record, on their resumes. I could for sure see this one being a knockout win. And I honestly could see it going either way. This is just a toss-up for me. I'm going with Lins. I like that he's the dog. But like I said, I don't like that he's 8 years older. And I don't like that he has 4 knockout losses. But going with Lins in that one. Next up, middleweight fight. And now we're getting into the good ones. Now we're getting to some fucking nasty fights. Michel Pereira, Michael Oleksichuk. I know I pronounced that wrong. I apologize, Michael. All right. Let's start off with Michel Pereira. 29-11 record. 30 years old out of Brazil. The dude looks way older than he is. Minus 155. I don't mean that in a bad way. Just he doesn't strike me as a 30-year-old. I mean, the dude's fucking younger than me. He looks like he's been fighting for 20 fucking years. Pereira is a minus 155 favorite here. 11 knockouts, 7 submissions. He's been knocked out once and submitted once each. 6-fight win streak for Michel Pereira, and he's 7-2 in the UFC. I fucking really like that. And his opponent, Michael Oleksichuk. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at that name. He's out of Poland, 29 years old, plus 130 dog, 19-6 record, 14 knockouts, 1 submission, 1 knockout loss, 4 submission losses, 7-4 in the UFC. This fight's pretty close. Both these guys have some nasty power. They're both really good strikers, but the difference maker to me is the 7 submissions for Michel Pereira. He's got a fucking nasty ground game. Oleksiejczuk has been submitted 4 times. So we're going to go with Michel Pereira in this one. And if you want to put that he gets it done by submission, you definitely could. But no matter what, I like Michel Pereira in this one. Very good fight. That's the first one that I'm like, holy shit, this is going to be fun. And then the next one is another fight like that. Next fight is bantamweight. Pedro Munoz, Kyler Phillips. Holy fuck, guys. This is kind of one that, like, unless you know, you probably don't know these two guys real well, but Kyler Phillips is an up-and-comer. He's fucking looked really good. Pedro Munoz has been around a while. He's a veteran. He's fought a lot of top guys. He's just a fucking dog. All right, let's break it down. Pedro Munoz, 20-8, 37 years old out of Brazil, plus 205 dog, 5 knockouts, 8 submissions. Pedro Munoz has never been finished in his career. 28 fights. Never been finished. Actually, 29 if you include a no contest. He's coming off a decision loss to Chito Vera. He's 10-8 in the UFC. Dude's a vet. Dude's a veteran. And none of those are finished losses. Those 8 losses are all decisions. That's how you know this guy's a fucking monster. He's taken on Kyler Phillips, 28 years old out of Arizona, 11-2 record, minus 250 favorite. 5 knockouts, 2 submissions. Kyler Phillips has also never been finished. He got a win on Contender Series in 2017, and he is 5-1 in the UFC, which is fucking nasty. I'll tell you guys what. This is a great fight to me. One of the best fights on the card. Hey, Gamer Chick, thank you. Welcome. Oh, shit, we hit 106 followers? Thank you, Havoc420OG. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Holy shit. All right. Back to this fight. This fight, guys, I really like. Now, here's my only problem with this fight. I feel like it should be closer. I would have made it like... I'd have made Kyler Phillips maybe plus 130 and Pedro Munoz like... Or sorry, Kyler Phillips like minus 130 and Pedro Munoz like plus 100. I just think this is a toss-up. I think it's a really close fight. And honestly, I think Pedro Munoz is a little bit better. I don't love that Pedro Munoz is 9 years older than Kyler Phillips. That is pretty massive. I think it's important to note, though, that Munoz has never been finished. Kyler Phillips has never been finished. I think this is one goes to decision, and I like Pedro Munoz in this one. Plus 205 dog. Of the dogs that I've picked, he's probably the one I like the most. 9-year age difference I don't love, but if you look at who Pedro Munoz is fighting, he's fighting the top guys. And Kyler Phillips is definitely good. We're going to find out how good he is. I just don't think he's quite on the same level. But we'll find out. Plus 205 Pedro Munoz. I love that fight. I love this fight. Check out my TikTok, guys. I'm going to have a longer breakdown of this one. Because that of all the fights on the card, that's one of my faves for sure. And as I say that, this next one is fucking even nastier, arguably. Another really good fight next. This one is at lightweight. Man, what a fucking division. Mateus Gamrot, Rafael dos Anjos. Holy shit. Gamrot is 23-2, 33 years old, out of Poland, minus 425 favorite in this fight. 8 knockouts, 5 submissions. Gamrot has never been finished. 2-fight win streak. He's 6-2 in the UFC. And he's taken on the legend, living legend, Rafael dos Anjos. Dos Anjos is 39 out of Brazil, plus 325 underdog in this fight, 32-15 record. And RDA has 5 knockouts, 11 submissions. Here's the kicker, though. He's been knocked out 4 times. I don't love that. He's coming off a loss to Vicente Luque. I believe that was a decision loss. RDA is one of my favorites. He's just one of those guys that's all around really fucking good. Great on the ground. Scary good on the ground. And I wouldn't have put him at plus 325. That's big. He's a very big dog in this one. And he's nasty. He's really fucking good. I know he's 39 years old. He's 6 years older than Gamrot, but he's still a fucking beast. Still very scary. Still a guy I don't like to bet against. I'm going with Gamrot in this one. 6 years younger. I like those 8 knockouts a lot. I like that he's never been finished. But this is a very interesting fight. Very tough one. Easily Gamrot's toughest fight so far, I believe, in his career. But we're gonna see how good he is. We're gonna see if he's that top level. That's a good fight. I'm going with Gamrot. Next up, women's flyweight. We got Caitlin Chukagian, who is now Caitlin Sermonara, versus Macy Barber. I like this fight. All right. Caitlin Sermonara is 18-5, 35 years old, out of New Jersey, plus 165 underdog in this fight. She's got 2 knockouts, she's got 1 submission, and she's been knocked out twice. She's coming off a loss to Manon Fiorot. She's 11-5 in the UFC, and her opponent is 25-year-old Macy Barber out of Colorado, 13-2 record, minus 195 favorite here. She got a win on Contender Series back in 2018. She's got 6 knockouts, 2 submissions, and Macy Barber has never been finished. She's currently on a 5-fight win streak, and she is 8-2 in the UFC. I like Caitlin Sermonara to get the win in this one. She's got, I think, a pretty big reach advantage, and she uses her reach extremely well. When it comes to strikers, Caitlin Chukagian, Sermonara, whatever her name is, she outdoes everybody. She doesn't get beaten on the feet very often. I got Sermonara winning this one as a plus 165 dog. All right, next up, heavyweight fight, guys. Curtis Blades, Jailton Almeida. This is a close one. Very close on the odds. Actually, I think all the rest of these fights are all fairly close on the odds. Yeah, they are. Okay, except for the last 2. All right, Curtis Blades, 17-4. 33 years old, out of Illinois, minus 115 favorite, 12 knockouts. I'm sorry, he's minus 115. He's not the favorite. He's minus 115, but he's not the fave. All right, is he? Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He's the favorite, but it's fucking super close. Razor close odds on this one. 12 knockouts for Razor Blades. He has been knocked out 4 times. He's 12-4 in the UFC. Those the only way that Curtis Blades has been knocked out is those 4. The only way he's lost is those 4 knockouts. He has never lost a decision, never been subbed, only ever been knocked out. But he's fighting a guy that'll knock him the fuck out. Oh, and also Curtis Blades is coming off a knockout loss to Sergey Pavlovich. Don't love that. Don't love that one bit. But Blades has taken on Jailton Almeida. Almeida's 32 out of Brazil, minus 105 in this one. 20-2 record, 7 knockouts, 12 submissions. Almeida has been knocked out once. He's 6-0 in the UFC right now. He got a Contender Series submission win back in 2021. Almeida's one of those guys that I feel like they want him to get to the top. I wouldn't say they're pushing him that direction, but they're giving him matchups that he definitely can win, but also matchups that are like big enough names that it's going to give him some rub. People are going to pay attention to him. I like Almeida. I like that he's got 12 submissions. I don't know if it's going to go to the ground or not. Curtis Blades has pretty solid wrestling. But this is a good one. It's a kind of a tough one to pick. I like Jailton Almeida. I don't love betting against Curtis Blades, but like I said, he's been knocked out 4 times. He's coming off a knockout loss. I don't love guys that get knocked out a lot or have been knocked out a lot. It's tough to bet on him. All right. We're going with Jailton Almeida at heavyweight. Next up, bantamweight fight. Peter Yan, Song Yadong. Holy fucking shit, what a matchup, guys. Peter Yan, 16-5, minus 120, 31, out of Russia, 7 knockouts, 1 submission. Peter Yan has never been finished. He's lost 4 out of his last 5 fights. He's 8-4 in the UFC. Peter Yan's a beast. He started going downhill. He took some tough losses, but I really think he's still a fucking monster. He's taking on Song Yadong. Song Yadong is 26 years old, which is 5 years younger than Yan. 21-7 record. Plus 100 dog, Song Yadong. 9 knockouts, 3 submissions, 2 knockout losses for Song Yadong. And on the other side of it, Peter Yan has never been knocked out. Song Yadong is on a 2-fight winning streak right now, and he is 10-2 in the UFC. That's fucking nasty. I really like this fight a lot. I've kind of gone back and forth. Peter Yan was my original pick. We're sticking with Peter Yan. I don't love that he's lost 4 of his last 5. And I really don't like that because Song Yadong is kind of the opposite. He's on a 2-fight winning streak. Usually, when you see one guy's on a winning streak and another guy's on a losing streak, you got to go with the guy on the winning streak. But it's just a very close, tough matchup. I'm actually a big fan of both of these guys. I'm a huge Song Yadong fan. I just think he's fucking all around really good. He trains out of Uriah Faber's Alpha Male. He trains out of Team Alpha Male with Uriah Faber. Just all around great fighter. Has some fucking nasty power. That's a good one. I'm picking Peter Yan, but you never fucking know. I love Song Yadong. I hope he can get the win. It's a crazy fight. Going with Peter Yan, but like I said, I don't love that one. It's another fight that honestly is almost a toss-up. But looking at it, there's definitely things that I like more about Song Yadong. I like that he's 6 years younger. I like that he's got that 2-fight win streak. And also, I think Song Yadong is still getting better. I just don't know about Peter Yan. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he's fallen off. I don't know what's going on with him. But there's question marks around Peter Yan. And I don't like betting on guys that have question marks around them. Okay, next up, welterweight fight. Gilbert Burns, Jack Della Maddalena. Gilbert Burns, 37 years old, out of Brazil. 22-6 record. Plus 135 dog in this fight. 6 knockouts, 9 submissions. He's been knocked out twice. He's 15-6 in the UFC. He's coming off a decision loss to Bilal Muhammad. I love Gilbert Burns. I'm a huge fan. I don't know why he's a plus 135 dog. It's kind of close odds, but I just don't think he should be a dog in this one. Absolutely not. Let's break down his opponent. Jack Della Maddalena, 27 years old, 10 years younger than Gilbert Burns. That is massive. That is probably a big part of the reason why Maddalena is the favorite. 10 years younger than Gilbert Burns, 11 knockouts, 2 submissions. Maddalena's been knocked out once and submitted once each. Got a win on Contender Series in 2021, 6-0 in the UFC. I mean, Maddalena is the real fucking deal. But I just think Gilbert Burns is a beast. I think this is his toughest competition easily so far. I like Gilbert Burns. I think Gilbert Burns gets it done. Plus 135 dog. Next up, we got another welterweight fight. And holy shit. Kevin Holland versus Michael Venom Page, making his UFC debut at 36 years old. Oh my God. Let's break it down. Kevin Holland is 25-10, 31 years old, out of Texas, minus 135 favorite, 14 knockouts, 7 submissions, 1 knockout loss, 3 submission losses. He's coming off a split decision loss to Maddalena. Michael Venom Page on the other side, guys. 36 out of England, plus 115 dog, 21-2 record, 13 knockouts, 3 submissions. Knocked out once by Douglas Lima. This will be his first fight ever in the UFC. This is a good one. This is a fucking really good fight, guys. When I first was picking this fight, I picked Kevin Holland, and now I don't like that pick. I don't like that pick. The more I look at it, the more I like MVP. But it's just a crazy fight. Both guys have been knocked out once. Holland has been subbed 3 times. MVP has never been submitted. Now, one major difference between these two guys, Michael Venom Page spent his whole career in Bellator and is now only at the age of 36 coming over, whereas Kevin Holland, he's the opposite, spent his whole career in the UFC, faced, I'd say, tougher competition overall. That being said, Michael Venom Page was champion for fucking ever, so he was facing the toughest guys for years and years and years. Great fight. Honestly, this one's a fucking toss-up. But I think Michael Venom Page is the better striker. And I think that's what's going to come down to here. The fact that he's never been submitted, I think, is good, is big. Kevin Holland's pretty nasty on the ground. What's up, Crimson Zero? Breaking down some fights. Got a big UFC card coming up this weekend. I can't wait. Kevin Holland, Michael Venom Page. This is a great one. My original pick was Kevin Holland. The more I look at it, the more I like Michael Venom Page. It's a toss-up. It's a very tough fight to pick. I like Michael Venom Page because he's only had those 2 losses. Kevin Holland he's a little bit too balls to the wall against like really high level strikers. He's just gets hit too much. He leaves his head out there. I don't love that fight that he had with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I just think Kevin Holland, he goes in there to have a fun time, to go get performance bonuses. That's all well and good, but that's how you lose fights, sometimes. This is just a phenomenal one. I don't even know what to say. I guess I'm going to stick with Kevin Holland as my pick, but Michael Venom Page at plus 115, I don't hate that. I think he's a fucking hot dog. I think he could definitely get the win. I would think, though, the UFC, they want to prove that their guys are better. So, the UFC, I would think, would want Kevin Holland to win. But I don't know. All right, guys. Co-main event time, and this is it. Dustin Poirier, Benoit St. Denis. Holy shit. Fucking insane fight at lightweight. 2 beasts. Dustin Poirier is 29-8. 35 years old, plus 180 dog. He's fighting out of Louisiana. Not very often you're going to see Poirier as plus 180. 14 knockouts, 8 submissions. Poirier has been knocked out 3 times. He's been submitted 3 times. 21-7 record in the UFC. He's coming off a head kick loss to Gaethje. There's not a whole lot else to say about Poirier other than just veteran, beast. Been around a long time, beaten a shitload of guys. Don't love the knockout losses. Don't love the submission losses. But I think the most important, I think the submission losses are going to be important in this one. He's taking on Benoit St. Denis, 28 out of France. He's 7 years younger than Poirier. Minus 220 favorite here. 13-1 record. 4 knockouts, 9 submissions. He's never been finished. He's on a 5-fight win streak. And when I was telling you guys earlier about how really good fighters still lose their first fight in the UFC sometimes, this guy's one of those examples. He lost his first one in the UFC, hasn't lost since. He's on a 5-fight win streak. He's nasty everywhere. 7 years younger than Poirier. I mean, he's just ready to go. I really want to see this guy fight for the belt. He's a top guy. Poirier is a fucking monster. This is a really good fight. I think it should be closer on the odds. I think minus 220 for Benoit St. Denis is a little much. I don't like betting against Poirier, but I'm going to go with St. Denis on this one. Very interesting fight. The biggest thing for me, the age difference, but also Poirier coming off that knockout loss to Gaethje. I just don't think Poirier is the same guy he used to be. Still a great fighter. I just don't think he can fuck with the top 5 like he used to. I could be wrong. He could prove me wrong for sure. Let's move on, guys. Final fight to break down. It is our main event of the evening. Sean O'Malley, Marlon Cheeto Vera. Sean O'Malley is 17-1. 29 out of Montana. Minus 295 favorite here. And 17-1, and that one loss was to Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera was just wrecking Sean O'Malley's legs with kicks early in that fight, and O'Malley had sustained an injury. It counts as his record as a KO loss, a TKO loss. I felt good about. I thought that I agree with that. I think that Sean O'Malley did get TKO'd. That's how I saw it. O'Malley says that he didn't get knocked out. He says that he's undefeated still. He can say whatever he wants, but fact is Marlon Vera got him. Now, let me break down Marlon Vera before we get too into it. 31 fighting out of Ecuador. 23 8-1 record, plus 240 dog, which is pretty substantial. 8 knockouts, 10 submissions. Marlon Vera has never been finished. 15-7 in the UFC. Vera's a fucking beast, all around good. I love the leg kicks. The leg kicks are really what we're looking really good for him in that first fight. I'll tell you what, I'm going with Sean O'Malley in this fight, and the reason is I just think Sean O'Malley has gotten a lot better since the first time they fought, and I don't think Marlon Vera has gotten better. I think he's gone backwards a little bit. I love Vera. I'm a huge fan. I want him to get the win, but I got to go with Sean O'Malley in this one. I think he gets it. I think he keeps the belt. Yo, Nugbone. What's up, motherfucker? All right. This is a great card. It's going to be a fucking insane night, Saturday night. Starts at 6 p.m. I'm going to be streaming the whole thing. Twitch.tv, Deathslayer, 1964. I got 5 underdogs on this card, guys. Pedro Munoz at plus 205. I got Caitlin Sermonara, also known as Caitlin Chookagian, at plus 165. I got Gilbert Burns at plus 135. I got Felipe Lins at plus 115. And I got Michael Venom Page at plus 115. Those are 5 dogs. They are not all going to win. I'm just going to let you guys know that now. But the ones I like the most, I like Pedro Munoz and I like Gilbert Burns a lot. I like those 2 guys a lot to get the wins. They both might, I don't know, it's possible they both don't. It might only be one, but I really think for sure one of those guys gets the win. I will do a parlay for you guys later this week. And check out my TikTok, YouTube. Check out everything. I'm just going to be putting out shitloads of content all week. I'm going to be breaking down. I'm going to be doing more detailed breakdowns of a few of these fights that I really, really like. Can't talk enough about this card. It's fucking nasty. Don't miss it, guys. Come hang out, chat with me. I don't know what I'm playing yet, but we're going to be playing something really good during the card. Come check it out. Come have fun. No, I'm not gaming right now, Nugbone. Nope, just putting this out real quick. Gonna go eat some wings next. UFC 299, guys. This is our last pay-per-view before UFC 300. Holy shit. What a fucking year. We've had some fucking insane fights, and we've got some amazing ones coming down the pipeline. Hell yeah. Come to my channel here at Twitch, or check out my YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. I'm just going to be putting out all the content this week. Come check it out, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace and love. Let's raid somebody real quick. GamerChick98 is on right now playing Helldivers 2. Let's raid her. I'll check out your stream, no boom. Thanks for watching, guys. Just had to do this real quick. Got to do my UFC breakdown early in the week. Peace and love, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll be on later tonight, guys. Peace out.